Have or have got. Have and have got are used to talk about possessions and relationships. Both have and have got mean the same thing. We use them to talk about possessions. I have got a new bike. I have a new bike. We also use them to talk about relationships. He has got a new boyfriend. He has a new boyfriend. But have got is less common in American English, especially in questions and negatives. So, in the UK, you might hear, have you got the time? But in North America, you're more likely to hear, do you have the time? So, here's how to avoid some common errors with have got. Remember that do and got are not used together. So you ask, do you have any children? And not, do you have got any children? Also, we don't use have got when we're talking about repeated or habitual states. For example, we say, he has got a headache today. He has a headache today. He has headaches often. But be careful. He has got headaches often is not correct. Now, let's take a look at some other common uses for these verbs. Only have is used to talk about actions and experiences. For example, what time do you usually have dinner? Means to eat dinner, and not what time do you usually have got dinner? Let's have some wine. When are we having lunch? I had a good time at the concert. In expressions like these, have can mean eat, drink, enjoy, or experience. The exact meaning depends on the noun that follows. Note that when using this structure, contractions are not used. For example, I have dinner at around 8 p.m. and not I've dinner at around 8 p.m. This contraction is not possible. Both have and have got with an infinitive, so to plus the verb, can be used to talk about obligation, like must. I have got to study tonight, or I have to study tonight. I'm sorry, I have to leave now, or I'm sorry, I have got to leave now. I have to go home soon, or I have got to go home soon. But be careful when you ask a question. This sentence is right. Do you often have to write in English? But this sentence is wrong. Do you often have got to write in English? Here we can use have like a normal verb with do in questions and negatives, or like an auxiliary verb without do. When do you have to go? Or when have you got to go? But remember, we don't use have got to talk about repeated obligation. I usually have to be at school at 8 is correct. I've usually got to be at school at 8 is not correct.